There's no sound. Oh, hi. How you doing, Internet? I'm Kevin Martin. This is
Miguel from Gamers Little Playground.
Kimmy Saracino.
Vicent Talenti.
And this is You Against the Ghost. Thank you for sticking around with us. I'm going to move this a little bit closer to myself. There we go. So we got some great guests who are just where they're on the stage. This is new for us. We usually have a little segment to ourselves, and then we bring you in. But we just wanted to get you guys on stage and show your pretty faces to the world.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Cool. All right. So normally, like I said, there's like a little news section here, but we're going to jump straight to you guys, and then we're going to move to our little news section, which is going to be more conversational. But first, we ask a few questions, and there's two of you, so whomever wants to jump at it first, but we want both of your answers because you guys aren't one person. You guys aren't a collective unit. So, so first question that we start off with usually is, what is your favorite TV show?
You want to take it away?
I guess I'll take it away. So it has to be Game of Thrones, right? And
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I hope that doesn't come off as a cop-out, but
That's
it's
a
no.
cliche answer.
It is
I
cliche.
don't accept the answer. I need another one.
It is,
Exactly.
but I can't be mad at it because this is a great show.
Yeah,
So-
Exactly.
This is like the fourth person to say Game of Thrones, third person to say Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And we've only had five guests.
We had a
technically, not
Breaking
today.
Bad too.
At a Breaking
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
That's probably number 2 or number 3, right?
Yeah.
There with Mad Men or there's a lot of good TV content now.
Mad Men. All right, that's new. I haven't heard
Mad
anybody
Men.
say
Yeah,
Mad
if you,
Men
will you
before.
accept that? We can do
Mad Men?
I
Yeah.
want the truth.
How
I'm
about
waiting
yourself?
for The Wire. I'm waiting for somebody to say The Wire. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, I was about to be the fifth person. I was going to say Game of Thrones.
Don't let me sway you. Just
It's fine. Let's see. Broad City, mostly because I'm in the comedy world, and I feel like that is a really big inspiration to me. I love those ladies. Girl power.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. So we've had a lot of people say Game of Thrones before, so I want to know why you two specifically like Game of Thrones. Like, what is it about Game of Thrones that draws you in? Obviously, there's like the flash of it, and it's like HBO, so it's like sexy and stuff. But like, what really draws you into the show?
It's just like the weird masochistic, like everything goes wrong, and you just want more of that. It's like no, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like this weird relationship between something going wrong, but you love it, and you want to know what happens with these characters because you become so like highly invested in each and every single one. I'm a Khaleesi
that's a great
fan.
Point.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
I would say the same thing.
And actually, I was going to say it's kind of the opposite of the flashiness. For me, it's the modern, brilliant soap opera, right, of a bunch of characters. It's like a brilliant character study. The writing's excellent. And like the flashiness of the dragons, that's all kind of like sidebar to just being invested in the characters and following the storyline, and then ultimately being disappointed when the inevitable happens.
Yeah, when people die.
Yeah, when people die.
Yeah, though I don't know. Again, you're not watching this season, right? No, and I'm
No.
sure you guys are caught up if you guys saw the last
I'm caught
episode
up,
and
yeah.
such. And it's like it's a spectacle still. Like even though it's great writing and it's the character development is probably some of the best on television, I think. But it still has great CGI. Like the dragons look amazing. The massive scope of like these thousands of people like in one shot is amazing, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like a sucker for that stuff, especially if it looks good, because like CGI to this day I've never been fooled by CGI. It still hasn't happened. But it's still good CGI.
Jurassic Park's the
Actually,
best.
oh my God, Jurassic Park to
Yes.
this day
Yes.
is still.
No argument here.
Oh my God, yeah. That's
20
such a great-
years ago, 20 plus years
I
ago.
know,
they
and it still holds up. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
Exactly.
I remember watching Jurassic Park. What was it? Maybe like 4 or 5 years ago when they re-released it in 3D, and I saw it in the IMAX over in Universal Studios. And like I cried, like I mean, not like
no, I get no.
not like,
walked out.
but I was like, oh my God, like it was my childhood, I was like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Aw, there was probably
was-
a tear.
yeah. The
It's okay.
Denzel,
It's
the really
safe
roots.
space, you
Yeah.
can I would
God,
no.
it was beautiful.
Honestly, I've cried at stuff like that, but just because like the power of the cinema, you know,
Yeah.
it's just like wow, I can't believe they accomplished that.
Yeah,
thing,
we
you
had
know?
this talk in behind closed doors. We talked about Rogue One and just watching that, and like I got teary-eyed watching Rogue One.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're rewatching an old movie. I was watching the movie for the first time,
Yeah.
but it made that like nostalgic feeling of like the old Star Wars films. Like
Yeah.
it made it did it better than the prequels or even the new sequels did it, I think. And it was just, there's something so beautiful about that.
I just legitimately cried in the Vader scene. Just
Yeah.
because like it was just not that it was a sad moment, but it was just like, man, they finally
They
got
captured,
it.
they got it.
Exactly.
They got it.
You know?
We saw a strength. I
Yeah.
like how they connected the two movies too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me
How
too.
did you guys feel about that? Like that?
Oh, dude, we loved it. We were surprised that I thought it was gonna be universal acclaim, and there was a lot of people who didn't like it. So
Yeah,
I don't
which is
know.
weird. It's
Yeah.
like up there. Like you had said, if just because it's too new, it can't be the best.
yeah,
But it's probably the best.
Probably
of the
is the
Star Wars.
best,
Because
yeah.
it's hard to say. It really is. It's hard to say that it's better than Empire. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you feel is like the best Star Wars film. I don't mean to put any
I love
words
the
in.
movie, and actually, I think my nostalgia derived from it feeling like a Star Wars video game, and I was okay with that. I thought that was really good. It reminded me of like Jedi Outcast that I used to play when I was in high school, and that for me made the movie. So I was okay with that tone. It's very similar to a video game.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
like a quest. You're
Like a
out
quest,
there.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it was it was like the most expensive like fixing of a plot hole in a movie in movie history. That movie ever. Okay, well that's a good segue. You talked about video games. What's your favorite video game of all time?
Of all time,
Yeah, well, like I mean, I guess it's hard to say of all time. Anytime somebody puts that, there's like a lot of pressure on people.
right? Well, they
Yeah.
keep
But-
changing over time. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I like
but-
classically Zelda Ocarina of Time. Like hands down has to be the all
Zelda.
time.
I wore my Zelda shirt. So
Yes,
everybody
there we
knows.
go. There we go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my all-time.
Is that
favorite.
Twilight Prince? Oh no.
No, this is the new one.
Oh, okay.
No, never mind. This is
the one.
Twilight Princess. I thought I was wearing the other one. I have several. I have several Zelda shirts. But yeah.
I'd have to say a classic one. I do like Zelda. I do. Spyro. Anybody?
All right.
wow.
Okay.
The
Got
most
off
original
the-
answer.
Yeah,
we've
that was
ever got.
great. I like that. That was good. All right. Okay. Well, maybe not classically though. Let's see. Like,
Well-
what maybe more recent video games? Is there anything
Well,
there?
to be perfectly honest, I haven't gamed in a while. Do you guys have any recommendations?
Get out.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's difficult. It depends on what kind of a like gamer you are. Like I am very story driven, so I like a lot of like the Telltale games, like Fable or the Walking Dead series. Or
I haven't met
even
anybody who doesn't like The Last of Us. Just
The
from,
Last of Us
because of the
is
story. Because
Okay.
it's
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you'll cry within the first 10 minutes if you're that type of person. I don't know. We're both very
There's a lot of
emotional.
crying. There's a lot of
Yeah.
crying.
There's a lot of crying here.
No, I haven't met
But-
anybody who hasn't cried. And honestly, I swear to God,
okay,
like,
then there
every
you go.
playthrough I've seen, like they cry in the first 15 minutes.
It's one of the best openings to any video game.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I
it
think
really
we can all
is.
agree on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, Last of Us is really good.
So
But
try
if
that
you're-
out.
Okay, I'll try that out.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. What kind of video games do you enjoy?
I mean,
I guess
again,
Spyro.
Spyro, Luigi's Mansion.
Okay.
Let's
You might.
see.
I mean, it's not really a new game,
I
but I
like
feel like you
zombie
might
games.
enjoy playing the new Crash Bandicoot, which is not new. It's the old one, but it's like revamped. So,
Yeah.
Honestly, I used to play a lot of Crash, so
so there you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
Perfect. What about yourself? Maybe like a
Recently?
more recent, video game.
I've been playing a lot of Battlefront, surprisingly. I'm looking forward to the new one, too. I'm about to get into Overwatch. I think that's going to be my next.
That's one game that I haven't gotten into that
Don't do
everybody has
it.
said.
No?
that you
It'll
should do.
consume your life.
I'm glad we're doing this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. You never want to see other people. I mean, if you just want to play Overwatch all day, that's fine. You could do that. You know.
What about you, Mike? Like, what's the last video game that you're like good video game that you've been playing?
I don't know. I'm stuck on Call of Duty, to be honest, but I just play everything. I mean, that's my life. It's my livelihood. So I
Yeah.
just play games all
Exactly.
the time.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to say. But the only thing I like playing a lot is Call of Duty because I play with my friends. So just a social thing.
It's
Yeah.
friends. Yeah.
The only connection we have left in modern society is Xbox Live.
It's basically you.
Yeah.
It's basically you yelling into a microphone like
Yeah.
you just got owned.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not even in the same rooms anymore.
Yeah.
We're from our own,
Yeah.
random places.
Yeah. I don't know. Just because I feel like I should probably answer the question. I don't know what. For me, there's two games that I've been playing a lot recently. Which one is Injustice because the loot system in that is just Like
Addicting.
Injustice 2 is so addicting, yeah. And like I'm a huge DC fan in general, so to be able to kind of craft your own like Batman suit, it was like enough to sell me on the game, you know. And then the fact that it's like a fighting game and kind of in the same realm as like Mortal Kombat and stuff was amazing. So it had me sold. But I've also been playing, and a lot of people give it a lot of flack, is Titanfall 2.
Oh, it's good. Yeah,
I really
definitely.
enjoy that game. It's a lot of fun. Like, and I'm terrible at FPS games, but like, I'm pretty decent at that game. Like, and I mean decent, like on the lower end of decent. But it's
Yeah.
like I feel good at that game, you know, which
Yeah.
says a lot.
That's all that matters.
He's trash.
I'm
at
trash.
everything.
I'm totally trash.
Just so you know, he's trash.
I'll do like I'll get like 20 kills and then like 19 deaths or something. And I'm like on top of the world.
Yeah.
Um, all right, and then the last question, because picking your favorite movie is always the hardest thing. But what's the last greatest film that you've seen? The most recent one.
Probably Dunkirk.
Dunkirk?
Yeah, probably Dunkirk. Yeah, I saw that with my roommate and colleague.
God, I wish you were here when we had that.
Yeah, I know we had
discussion.
that discussion
We had such
earlier.
a big discussion.
Which
about
I mean,
this.
we could still dive into it just because
Yeah.
I want to know what your like thoughts are. Like, what
Yeah.
did you what about it was like drawing?
Simply the cinematic experience. Nolan reminds us why the theater's still relevant, why we should still go and share that experience.
Yeah.
Incredible filmmaking craft, the visuals. You know, there's no CG, right? When he's when he's doing the aerial photography, so it feels very real, right? There, you know, the human eye's very good about detecting that kind of stuff, and the way that he shot it and cut it together, I thought it was pretty incredible cinematic experience.
Yeah.
Something you don't see all the time, especially even with like a Michael Bay film or, you know, those spectacles. You still don't.
Yeah.
They don't feel like a Nolan film.
Yeah.
Feels.
He's definitely had this. He has this. I don't know, this weird thing that kind of makes Nolan is this feeling of like taking spectacle, something that, you know, we see with like how you said like Michael Bay. He's like all spectacle, like almost no story, right? But he also has this like weird way of pulling this like classic film feeling into his films that just make them feel like an instant classic the moment that you watch them.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's like I would totally agree with that, definitely. How about yourself? What's the last great film that you saw?
Let's see. Well, I do agree that Dunkirk was amazing cinematically, and being that I came from a film background, or do come from a film background, I agree with that. But I actually really, I keep hitting this. I actually really like Girls Trip. I don't know if you've heard anything about Girls Trip.
No, I haven't. I actually no. I've heard that it's actually really good. I was
really
told that somebody was
good.
like pleasantly surprised by that
Exactly.
film, but
I was just
I
gonna
haven't.
say pleasantly surprised. Like I get there and I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those movies that I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, whatever. No, the entire time I was laughing. I mean, cinematically, it was.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
Who was in
I was
that
laughing
film?
the whole time.
Who's in Girls Trip?
Tiffany Haddish. Queen Latifah.
Haddish?
And there's a couple other ladies. I don't remember their names. But
Jada Pinkett Smith, I think, is in the
yes,
film.
and she's the cutest.
And I don't know who else. I just remember those two,
Mm-hmm.
Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Set it off reunion.
Yeah, exactly. That's initially what I thought.
Honestly, I've never laughed so hard. So just
Like
saying.
ever?
Like ever. Like
Wow.
I mean, definitely.
You
top
set the bar
5.
really
I
high
set
in
it
this
really
film now.
high. I was crying. I was crying, guys.
You're so emotional.
I was so emotional. There you go.
I was just thinking about this quick fun fact for the audience, that the Dunkirk script was only about 70 pages, which is like kind of amazing.
That seems
Yeah.
long.
Really?
For what you saw, like,
yeah, no, I guess
it was in the script. I don't like.
That's true. That's true.
You know?
But like, I'm so used to, you know, like even when I've written scripts, which like I feel like the shortest thing that I've had written is around 107 pages. So I thought that was short.
I
was
mean,
like, man,
it is short. I'm
that
just
is-
saying, like, it's what the hell? What did he write in the script? Like,
yeah, that's true. But he actually, Chris wanted to shoot the film without a script. Period. He had talked about it, and
What a
then his
beast.
wife, who's also his producer, yeah, his wife, who's also his producer, was like, like you're Christopher Nolan, but you're not like
Right.
you're not there.
Yeah.
Also, logistics, guys. We got to break this down.
Yeah,
somehow.
exactly. But I mean, I think that's like, you know, that's kind of cool that he was like. And the funny thing is, somebody probably like at Warner Brothers or something, because that's like who he works with the most. Somebody at Warner Brothers would probably have been like, "All right, dude, like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
We
Here's
trust you.
money. You can make it
deserves
happen."
Yeah, he's earned that. He has.
Yeah.
Earned
He has.
that.
He's
he
gotten
can
to
get,
that
He can
point.
get that green light if he wants it. Honestly. So.
Yeah. Besides Peter Jackson. I think he's one of the only directors that have two major film studios fight to like push his films out, which was Interstellar with Paramount and Warner Brothers, because he was going with Paramount and Warner Brothers like, we need to get in on Christopher Nolan stuff, like we'll do whatever it takes, and then they help pay for budget and stuff.
He's a fanboy, by the way.
I'm a huge Nolan
I'm
fanboy.
okay with that.
He's like a Nolan historian and shit.
I am.
What was the name
Actually, let me show you my book.
I've actually been writing this book about Christopher Nolan. Like, Jesus.
I wouldn't doubt that at some point in my life I do like a foreword to like one of his books or something.
You can
like,
be talking about anything and like Nolan will come up.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, man, like he got hit by that car. Dude, like in the Nolan film.
Oh man. I'm a little embarrassed now.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. That's great.
See the redness in your face.
Yeah. All right. So, first kind of topic, which again, it's more of a discussion. We just wanted to talk about your guys' like your YouTube channels and like what you guys are doing and how you guys are maneuvering your way through this. Like, what is now an industry, and it's a booming industry, and how you guys are getting around and where you guys want to go. Like, what's your end goal? Some people there's some people who start off with social media or like YouTube and stuff as a stepping stone to get to another like place, and kind of where that's going for you guys. So I don't know, like where you guys want to jump in. Maybe we'll start with.
Let me just comment first, because I like their two different dynamics, because I know Wayside runs a lot more through like Kickstarter and kind of getting funded before, more like a real production company. Whereas Kimmy is kind of going the whole building your personality and building your brand and channel. So it's like both are different ways to approach it, but both very viable. And so I like that different dynamic. So it'd be great perspectives on both, you know.
I think, I guess with my background, like a lot of YouTubers, it's kind of like a happy accident, right? Or you just kind of, you were doing something and then it just kind of snowballed from there. The original group I was involved with, we made a fan film that was based on Fallout, and did really well, which was kind of surprising. We made it because there was a lot of passion surrounding the project, but then it took off, and then we went and we crowdfunded some other installments of it too. And so I just kind of found myself directing these these episodes. And then eventually we did another one-off through Machinima, actually. Those guys, they've co-financed a lot of the projects we've done. And that was a film, Fallout Red Star. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
It's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably one that we're the most proud of. Just trying to capture like what Bethesda and Fallout have done so brilliantly of like this really good balance of like humor, but also a darkness too, and a gravity to it. So yeah, I've gone off now, but yeah, like most YouTubers, you do something that you care about. I think that's what resonates with your audience. They realize that it's real, it's sincere,
like a passion.
Like
it
is, right?
You
Exactly.
you can definitely feel when somebody does something with passion as opposed to somebody who's just doing something to
exactly
push it out.
Yeah, I think the audience recognizes that. So that's kind of, those were our roots, and we just kept finding ways to do it, to create the content, put it out.
How did Nuka Break first? Like, how did you guys first come up with the idea, though? Like when?
So that was one guy's idea to do a fan film. Period. And he got together the crew and the cast and just went out to the desert and shot it, right?
Yeah.
For just a few bucks. But then after that one exploded, that's when the fans were asking for more, and we realized, hey, let's get together, let's get a bigger team together, and let's go out and keep doing this. And then that allowed us to branch off and do other things.
That's cool. Is like, okay, so you said happy accident. You guys did this again as like a passion project, and
exactly.
Has it gotten to a point for you guys where it's starting to feel like work, or are you guys still happy? Is like do you still feel that fiery passion? I mean, I'm sure you guys do to some extent, but does it at any point ever start to feel like work? Like even great directors, great actors and stuff. There's probably a day in the life where they're just like, has it gotten to that point for you yet?
Yeah, it's like, how do you define work, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I love being in the trenches. I like it.
Right,
I like when we're trying to work out the logistics, or even something creatively is going wrong on set and we have to fix it, right, real time. I kind of embrace that and love that. But no, I think with how the fans have treated us, we've always gotten a really good response. That's what keeps you motivated, keeps you going. I've always always appreciated that. So like that just adds to the natural drive, I think. So like I don't think it's ever really felt like work. You know, I love what I do. I love working with a team of talented people. I mean, for me, that's one of like the most amazing things about filmmaking is you're working with so many different kinds of artists, right? You know, you have painters, you have musicians, you have cinematographers, you have writers, right? They're all kind of working together. So yeah, it's never felt like a drag. It's always a journey, right?
That's great.
Always
That's great. And I think that shows in your work, definitely.
Thanks.
Yeah, like I think it's great. Yeah. How about yourself? How do you feel about like your journey and your start? Like how did, I guess, the inception of the project? There you go. Boom, Christopher Nolan.
Just flipping it back. Yeah. Honestly, I've always wanted to have my own channel. But it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I want to do this, but I didn't. Got together with a very good friend of mine, and we sat there. We're like, let's just write our things. Started coming up with different ideas, workshopping the ideas, hating the ideas, just destroying them, burning them, coming back.
Yeah,
ashes.
And that was honestly the hardest part. But what was more importantly, the best part was that we were able to show that passion and just kind of put it out there and make people laugh, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we've been doing a pretty good job about it. And Awkward Cupcakes, by the way, is the name of the channel. The way we got that is we were just sitting there, you know, literally twirling our hair, trying to figure out what it is, and read an article about vegan cupcakes. I mean, we are in LA, right? So I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Oh, Awkward Cupcakes, don't hate it. And then we just went from there. Everything's awkward. Everything is fun. And kind of going back to Broad City being my favorite TV show other than Game of Thrones, it's just not being afraid to go there, you know? Oh, don't talk about this. No, we're going to talk about it. It's going to be weird. It's going to be great. So it's been good, and I've been with Wayside for 6 years now. I was actually Eve in the latest installment of Fallout, and that was really, really fun. So yeah, we just kind of pulled together our resources, and like you were saying, just trying to show our personalities and be bold with it and not be afraid, just be fearless. So it's been fun.
That's good.
You gotta build your brand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's what it
brand.
is. You're building a brand, which is something that I think a lot of people in like YouTube, like the YouTube, I guess, space, like there's people who don't even realize that they're building their own brand with just the, you know, doing the things that they're doing, and then there's people who realize that they're doing it and then they use that to their advantage.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that's like.
And then that's what it is now, because everybody has social media, so you are your own brand.
Yeah.
You know, you're your own media company now, and you have to embrace it. Otherwise, you're just gonna fall by the wayside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Boom.
I got it. There it is.
Roll credits.
We're done here. All right. So this is where you guys are at right now. Where do you guys want to be? Where do you guys want to get to? Or is this like kind of what you guys want to do? Is this where you guys want to be? Like for you, is this like your long-term
just like an
goal?
amplified version of
Obviously, you always want it to get bigger, but is this
Yeah.
what you want to do, or do you want to break out into something else? Like you talk about like writing or filmmaking, sorry, and you guys are doing like a lot of Fallout stuff. Like, is there anything down the pipeline for you that might be like your own personal new IP type thing later down the line? Is that like...
Yeah, absolutely. I've been exploring a lot of different video game IP right now, and working with those developers, and even stuff I can't talk about right now, unfortunately. But that's definitely the trajectory. I think I found out that through directing these Fallout episodes and doing it for so long, and being wearing multiple hats as we do, that I really like show running.
Sometimes at the same time.
So, many times at the same time. But yeah, I like show running. I do like that. I like being involved in the creative process, and working with a lot of different people. So I think we've got an awesome opportunity right now in the digital space to create a lot of good content. You know, people are always looking for good content. I don't think we get enough of it. So I really enjoy that, and I think that's probably my trajectory is to keep show running.
Nice. How about yourself?
Well, I would love for Cupcakes to explode. And then other than that, I want to continue just obviously being in front of the camera, but directing, producing, and editing. I want to just content produce, have the entire baby, put it out there, and just continue getting better. I mean, I'm Italian, so I mean, I'm loud. I flare my hands a lot. Clearly, I've hit the mic like 4 times.
Wait. Can you do this for me? That's it. Roll credits.
I was actually on the phone with my family from Italy right before coming in here. But yeah, it's so what I'm trying to say is that the both of us, me and Ariel, we try to bring our personalities, whatever, wherever we come from, our cultures, our differences, and we take them. And I think the both of us, we just want to get seen. We want to continue on. We'd love to work with other people, and then just continue doing what we do best, just loving the process.
Yeah.
I was telling her beforehand, is because I'm obsessed with YouTube business, because like I do everything behind the scenes, and I was telling her like 7 years ago when I started, like nobody knew what it was, nobody knew what to do. You just posted videos and then.
The magic would happen,
and then
elves would make things happen.
It's like, oh my god, the video did amazing. It's like I quit. But because you guys are just starting out, but they already have like top tier quality content, which is crazy because Because most people just start off with like a fucking webcam and just
it's true.
Like
for example, like Philip DeFranco, this guy, like I genuinely like watching him. Not as much anymore. There was like a period in the middle, like in between when he first started and now, that there's like this like real kind of like I don't give a fuck attitude about what he was doing. But then like going really far back and seeing his like first videos, and it's this guy like who like has a cat walk around his videos every once in a while, and he's just like, so hey world, I've got some news for you today. And then now this guy's like he's like news. Like now he's like Fox, but like for the internet. Which is amazing. It's so crazy how like that can happen.
But it makes me wonder what the future is going to be, because now everybody knows the formula, but so now it is really about just, are you original? Is your personality good? Do people like you? Because before you could get away with a lot of kind of just metagame stuff, like putting a bunch of tags in your description to get you to the front of the YouTube page, having clickbait thumbnails. I mean, people still do clickbait titles and all that, but the point is like in the beginning, a lot of it was just about the little meta stuff. Now, because everybody knows that, it's just more about, can you stand out? I love that part about it, because now it's just really, are you good? There's no more excuses. Are you good or not? But at the same time, it makes it harder to stand out too, because there's so many people.
It's like it's really like most industries in general now. Like it's not just the YouTube industry; it's the music industry. Like again, like I play music. Like I've been in multiple bands, and then just trying to put your stuff out into the world. Like when I first had like my very first album put on iTunes, I was like, oh my god, like it's on iTunes. I was like so excited about it. And funny enough, I listened to like a song, or actually I listened to I think the whole album on the way here, that I haven't heard in the longest time, and it was just on iTunes, and I was like super stoked about it. But I was like, this never went anywhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's out there, and like 10 years ago or something. 10 years ago, that was like if your song was like on iTunes or something, it was like it meant it was a big deal. And now anybody can get on iTunes, and the same thing with like the film industry. Everybody's making films now, whether they're like good quality or not, they're being put out there, and that like it floods the industry, and so only the good is like what rises to the top, the cream of the crop, as it were.
That's just gonna make us better overall.
It does.
But we had the discussion last week with
Trent,
because he's directed like
I don't know,
like 50 films or something. He's been in 100 films as an actor.
Well, he's directed 2 films. He's been a writer for like over 50 films. I don't know, but that guy's been
because he started a long time ago, and he said in 2004 that he loved the digital age back then, because he was like, more people can make films, and it's just the more the better. And then I was asking him what he thought about it now, because now it's way different than then, and he was like, no, this is the way it should be. It's even better this way. But yeah, my concern is always just, will good people be lost in the shuffle?
I mean, I totally agree. Like everybody thinks that they're, to some extent.
Yeah, I guess then maybe you're right. Maybe everybody who's good, who's worthy, will get there.
I mean, true, but I don't know. Like I feel like that's also another thing. Like, I think that there are people that get lost simply because the battle like uphill is so. It's like it's a journey to get to where you want to be. You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy. I'm sure you like both know that. You guys both came from Florida, like me. We're all Floridians here. And you live there too.
Yeah.
Shut up, you live there.
I got my ass out as fast as possible.
But you know, you guys came from Florida to come to LA to work in this industry and such. So you know like what it takes to get to any sort of credibility. And how difficult it is. And I feel like a lot of people get to a point where they feel like they're just not clicking, or something's not happening, and then they turn around and then they they go back to Florida.
First bus back to Florida.
So I think that there is a possibility of you know, greatness being lost. That doesn't mean that greatness won't rise above occasionally, but there's just some people who maybe don't have the drive or maybe the means to push their great content out to the masses the way that other people do. Yeah, you can put something on YouTube for sure, but unless you know how to promote it, or unless you have somebody else who gives you a chance to promote it or something, it could just be on YouTube for forever, and you with only 100 views, you know.
Exactly. Yep.
So
how do you guys like emotionally feel when you put so much work into it and you get, you know, you get 50 views, 100. I mean, and even you guys do big productions, but sometimes you might get 200,000 views, where in your heart you're like, this is a 5 million.
Yeah,
It should be 5 million.
Exactly. That's an interesting point. It's something I do think about, because, you know, of course, there's a part of you that says, well, you feel like you're satisfied, right? Because internally you made something that you feel good about, your crew feels good about it. But then there is a point to filmmaking. It's storytelling, right? You're supposed to share it with an audience, and if you don't have the views,
the audience.
Then again, I mean, maybe 2 people saw it and they helped somebody, or, you know, it resonated with them and they got, you know, the message or something. So there's some good there. But yeah, it's interesting. And being with YouTube culture, we're always looking for views, right?
Yeah,
and that's kind of part of the game, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting to think about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
You?
I feel like I mean, there's been many times where I'm like, okay, within the first hour I should hit 100, and I'm like 46. And I'm like, all right, well, I just don't take it personally. It's kind of like one of those things where you don't read your bad comments. You're just like, you know, put that aside.
No, they fuel me. They're hate.
Haters.
I hope you're listening to this, audience. For those of you who love hating me, I love it. Just keep doing it.
Oh, how they hate Kevin.
How they hate me. I love it. I love it.
Good.
Little side, watch the latest GamingSins if you want to hear the best Gollum impersonation ever by Kevin.
I didn't think it was gonna be that good because I did it in
Can
the
you
middle.
bust it out do you have to get into like?
I don't know. Now I feel like I'm on the spot, and
Spotlight, please.
Yeah. Okay. So just talk to me. Just say so I can kind of.
How are you?
I'm good, I suppose. You filthy hobbitses. There you go. You know it's real now.
Dude, they love it. No, see, it's one of those days he's gotten bad comments, but then like everyone on this one was like, "Oh my god, you were like that was so good."
I think in the voiceover it sounded better than I probably did right now.
No, it was what the hell? It was good.
Did the bad comments inspire you to work on the voice?
No. This was like a one-time thing. So the video was we were doing a Shadow of Mordor, the video game. We're just talking about it, but basically giving the audience a rundown on the story of the game. And then at the very end, I decided to just end the tag with like the like, share, and subscribe portion of it with the Gollum voice. I was like, I'm just gonna do it just to see what happens, you know. And I had been told, like, when I had first like watched the films, I tried imitating the voice and stuff, and I was told by some people that it was decent. So I was like, oh, let me try it. And I did it in the middle of the voiceover, like in the middle, and he edited it. He like took that part out, and then he added the part at the end. So I thought, like, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't that good. That's why he cut out the beginning part.
Yeah.
But then he put it at the end, and then like I guess it like people thought it was really good. I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't like I don't do like the Gollum voice all the time. It's not like a thing.
Yeah.
It just
It shall
People-
be. It
people-
shall be though.
Yeah, yes.
We should start a whole channel just like
I mean-
Gollum commenting on things.
Do you want to be in an awkward cupcake skit?
I'll do it. Yeah, man.
It's
I'm totally
sufficiently
fine.
awkward.
That was my dream when I was a young boy to do acting, and I mean, I didn't think I would be Smeagol ever in my life,
Yeah.
but sure, why not? I'll do it.
Your destiny has been shown.
It has been changed.
Yeah, it's been changed.
Watch out, Andy Serkis. I'm gunning for you, buddy.
Yeah, but the whole thing with the comments too, like, that's the hard part too about being your own brand, because, I mean, I don't know, we probably get about 10,000 comments a day, and you would have to have a full-time staff to read every single one.
Yeah.
And no matter, I don't care what anyone says. People say it's like, oh, I don't care. Shut the fuck up. You do care. I mean, you might not care to the point where you're gonna allow it to change what you do or who you are, but every single one makes a tiny dent, because you just want to explain to them why you did this or why this is there or whatnot. And a lot of times people are just trolling you, but I don't know. I don't know if you guys just ignore them completely. If you engage with them, do you read them? Like, I don't like.
Is
what's
there
your-
banter between you and the audience, or do you kind of keep it?
I think our method is we embrace the good ones, but if someone, even if it's completely negative and they just hate it, that's fine, right? I guess we call that constructive criticism.
Yeah.
If it's something that we can change, then we probably will, you know. And if we're hearing enough of that kind of feedback, then yeah, well, we've made adjustments before. I'm trying to think. You know, maybe it was like a minor modification to a costume or something that we could change in a later episode, or this wasn't exactly correct to the Fallout lore, or, you know, something along those lines. If we can make an adjustment, then yeah, sure, you know, we do that. So they could be helpful, you know.
I saw this one comment they made on the first episode where they were like, "I love this. The only thing I don't like is that everything's too clean." And then you could tell in the other ones they kind of dirtied it up a little bit.
Exactly. That was a joke amongst all of us, because they're always saying that, oh, they look too clean, and we were piling on the dirt in the desert, and we're also getting blasted
Oh, I remember
constantly.
that. We were like literally rolling around. I was helping. Like, here, guys, I help.
Yeah,
And then, like, throw it.
literally, I wish we had behind-the-scenes footage. We're throwing dirt on people, right, to try to make it authentic, and then the first couple comments like, too clean, too clean.
You guys
I don't
should
buy
do
it.
that for like then your next piece. Like, have somebody with just like a DV cam. Nothing.
No,
I
they
don't know
do.
what
They
you
have a
guys-
lot of behind the scenes stuff. I just think they didn't have it probably
For that,
exactly.
bro.
I
like
guess
yours
it's
is.
kind of like rain on film. You know, just because it's raining doesn't mean it'll show that well on
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Even if it's pouring, so you know they'll add milk or some other substance to it.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
where we just have to like compensate even more and put
Yeah.
in even more dirt.
Yeah.
That was fun, right?
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I'm doing makeup.
Yeah.
Good.
How do you deal with the
With
hate
the
comments?
the haters. Honestly, if it's constructive, if it's something like, hey, you know, that was great, but honestly, take it, go
Yeah.
for it. But if it's something just to be hurtful, delete.
Oh, you delete it?
Delete.
Don't delete. Never delete.
Or we have like the filter and everything, so it's not anything, you know.
See that, and that's part of the YouTube metagame, which is don't delete, because every interaction counts as a point to get you higher on search boxes. So don't delete.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, I
you know.
guess I should say that we do have that filter, so
Yeah.
we don't really get the bad ones. But I'm just thinking, if I were to see like the absolute worst.
Oh yeah. If you're talking
yeah.
about like the darkest,
like-
sludgy,
Yeah.
black
and you're
troll
just
you've
like,
ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I would delete it.
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point where I banter because GamingSins. There's a few of us working on it. It's myself and Mike, and then we have Axel, who does voicing as well as I do. And Axel lives in, I don't know, Texas. Yeah. So Axel does his thing, and then we do our thing. And he started the project on his own, so everybody knows Axel. And when I jumped in to kind of help to put more products or
More
production,
content.
not content. That's the one. More content, products, more content out. People, there's people don't like change. They're like, who's this guy? This American guy?
Right.
Oh, Axel. Though he lives in Texas, he's British. I think.
Hey mate,
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bloke.
I think he's from Liverpool, from just judging by his accent, but I'm not entirely certain. But yeah, he's British, and so they're so used to him. And then like I've had to find ways to try and like get the audience on my side by like sometimes somebody says something like super like negative and just like really fucked up to me,
Yeah,
and I'll be like,
yeah.
okay, here we go. And like I'll go and I'll like comment back, and then I'll just add like a like a little hyphen and then Kevin, so that they know it's from me and not from anybody else. And then I'll like talk trash back to them, and then like other people are like, oh, you just got schooled or something, you know. To the point where I did when Injustice came out and we did like a Sin video on the Injustice game. I did it just for time, like, to get the content out on time. Axel couldn't do it that time. So I did it, and that was my first go at it. And there's like some audio quality issues and stuff, which like I'll admit to. But the content was the same. It was nothing different than what Axel had
Same
done.
writing,
Same writing, yeah, everything. And then somebody was like, they're like, actually, you got this wrong. Like, that's not true, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, hold on. There's like two things wrong here. One, I'm like a huge DC fan, so not only have I played the video games, but I've like read all the comic books that come before it. So I literally went out and I got like all of the like comic book information. And like on the following video, I did like a redemption round where I like basically all the people who like wrote hate comments
called
all of them out
on the video.
And then people started liking me after that.
And
so
not
I,
only
like,
that, the person he called out was pumped up. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm in the video! Thank you! Like, you schooled me! Like,
that's the way to do it.
So yeah, like, and I still do things like that every once in a while. We'll do like a mean comments video where I just read mean comments, and I like occasionally have like a little banter back. Or I just read it just for the sake of reading it, because it's kind of funny sometimes to just hear these people like just like all this hate that they have pent up that they just release onto the internet, and they like put it to me.
Be the bigger man and absorb it.
Yeah, I take it. Like I said, it fuels me. It makes it, and it gives us content. You guys give us more mean comments, and we make more videos.
But then again, the one thing I would say to that though is that GamingSins has the benefit of being a kind of cynical channel.
That's
anyway.
true. That's true.
It's like if Kimmy was there, it's just like, you know what? Fuck you, man. Like, people would be like, God, like, what's wrong with her? Yeah.
Yeah, like trying to be all positive.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of a video, like, I just want to promote wellness. What the fuck is that?
I mean, and then it depends on your personality with criticism too. Because I know me, like, initially I get defensive. I don't know if most people are that way, but I get defensive. But if somebody gives me a good suggestion, like maybe the next day I'll be like, yeah, okay, like that's
exactly.
You know, but
suggestions versus, tearing you down.
All right, so we got a treat for you guys.
Treat.
It's the namesake of the show, You Against the Ghost. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna play a video game. I'm actually not sure what video game we're playing. So when we get to our next set, Game Beast. There we go. Gang Beast. Yeah. Gang Beast. I've never played it. I don't think any of us have played it.
No. I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either. So this is going to be interesting. But what's going to happen is, are we doing all of us, or are we just doing one-on-one? So we're doing pick your champion?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so we'll let you guys pick your champion, whoever it is that's going to go up against the ghost.
Godspeed.
It's like Spyro?
And you cool if I'm the ghost today?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got my ghost shirt on.
Oh,
the
nice.
ghost.
So can they both answer the questions? Are they a team?
Ooh, that's difficult. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
What if we have, depending on how matches go, we'll do one half and then one half?
Okay.
Because the idea
or
of
they
it,
can just switch off answering. Just do that.
Okay, all right, fair enough. The idea though is that they're supposed to be like not thinking about just the thing; they have to be playing the game.
That's true.
So
Like
Just pick your pick your.
there we go,
There you go.
lifeline. There we go. You can be a lifeline. You get
Exactly.
3 lifelines. We'll do that.
Use it
3
wisely.
lifelines.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
3 lifelines. All right, so we're gonna move over to our other.
I like
set.
that. I like that. Good.
Lifeline, yeah.
They're
gonna move
general like pop culture stuff, games, movies, TV shows. So
Oh, good.
just randomness.
All right.
So this is like the first like team effort, which I'm excited to see how this plays out. So we're gonna move over to our next set, and then we'll see if you guys can beat the ghost.
Okay.
All right.
All right, sweet.
Thanks, guys.
All right, now it is time for you against the ghost. As I point.
Yes.
All right, so today's game, Gang Beasts, where we're basically just gonna fight to get each other off of some very tall
It's going to
buildings, and you're gonna be answering some questions.
Just so you know, the questions can be, like I said before, they're just pop culture stuff. So they can be video games,
sports,
film, sports.
Oh, great.
Sports.
So, okay.
So, and you get 3 lifelines. So this is the first time that we've ever had to do this with 2 people. So you've got 3 lifelines. If you don't know it, you can go ahead and answer to him. Perfect. If you skip it, you lose the point.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
If none of you can answer it, obviously. So
Good, like ask the audience.
ask the audience. So hope that comments just appear out of the nowhere. All right, so let's go ahead and get this going.
Kevin has never won, by the way.
I haven't, actually. That's true.
This is the golden opportunity here.
Well, I've only ever done 1 game, which was
the Arizona
Sunshine. So I've only lost once.
Yeah.
I've only lost once.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Incinerator. That sounds cool.
Incinerator, all right.
And I don't know how many lives it might take. Let's do,
I think
5 lives.
Sounds
That's good.
All right.
good.
All right, let's start.
I like how it
pick
said
our
random,
costumes.
like random what? It just said, like,
Just
what?
random.
Yeah, just like, well, okay, for what? What's the setting?
Oh, all right.
There you
so
go.
we're gonna pick our costume now.
And there we go. Yeah! We're gonna go with,
Oh, kitty.
go with Rick.
Very floppy.
I love this little Rick. It's
It's
the best
cute.
thing
All right, hold on.
to happen to this game. I wonder if that's like part of the game or if somebody made that.
So super.
I think somebody made
Probably
it.
custom made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we gotta drop each
Alright,
other to the
you guys got
incinerator.
some
You
space
come
on
here.
this one.
Oh.
Alrighty, so I think you might need a lifeline for this. Very sorry. Okay, the first Fallout game was released in what year? Let's take a guess if you want to save your lifelines.
We're talking about.
Wait, can I tell her if I know the answer?
Yeah. Go
I
for
mean,
it.
do you
Go for it.
want to use a lifeline here?
What about the teamwork here? I mean, I could take a shot.
Oh,
in the
can
dark if
we-
I'm wrong.
Can we discuss it over?
No,
No.
that's unfair.
No!
We need an answer, Kimmy.
Tag me in.
Yeah, tagging you in.
Okay, so it's
Get up!
I'm between 2 years, of course, but I want to say
Oh no! No! Damn!
Oh my
Red
god.
wins.
I would say
Bitch.
1997.
That is correct.
I was
Good
literally
sir.
gonna say 1995. So glad.
Yeah, I could have. It was between 97 and 98, but
All right,
okay.
well,
Okay, question number 2. This dystopian classic came out in 1979 and stars Mel Gibson as an officer for the Maine Force Patrol.
oh, did we just knock each other out? Well, shit.
Oh,
Get down.
oh, that's
Kevin. Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. I'm not a Mel Gibson fan. Wow. Am I gonna lose this game? Like, let's see. Can I take another lifeline?
Do you want to use your lifeline already? Second?
I mean, or can I skip it and I'll just lose the point?
Yeah.
That is. Let's do that.
Okay. The answer, do you know the answer? Just want to throw it out there?
I don't.
Go,
It's
go,
Mad
go.
Max.
Oh, that's,
No!
oh, that's right.
Okay, number 3.
Come on, Katie, get out of it. No!
Yes, you just committed suicide.
Number 3. Emma Stone made her film debut in which 2007 comedy?
Oh my gosh, the party one. Oh my god, I'm gonna kick myself. Hang on. Super bad.
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay, number 4. Spell Jake Gyllenhaal's last name.
Dang!
G-Y,
Okay.
L-L,
I don't know.
Okay.
E-N,
Uh-huh.
H-A,
Uh-huh.
L-L.
That is incorrect. It's 2 A's, 1 L.
Gyllenhaal.
I personally, when I saw the name, I was like, perfect, good. Nobody can do this.
Did you make these questions?
Yeah, well, you know, just like random. Yeah. Okay, number 5. What team has won the most NBA titles ever?
Wake up! Oh my god! Wait, get up! Get up! Get up! Get up!
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. No!
What team has won the most NBA titles ever? You have an answer?
I'm so sorry, ask me again. I just like.
Oh, we need to put a timer. You know, we're gonna get a
Yeah.
timer
Oh my
and just
God.
like.
I'll take the draw.
Dude, okay, I'm so sorry. Please ask me again. I got so involved.
What team has won the most NBA titles ever?
All right, you're my lifeline for this one.
Oof.
He's like, oh man.
I mean, I don't really follow the NBA, So I'm gonna have to take a guess.
Okay.
I mean, I'll just go with the shitty answer and say the Lakers.
That is incorrect. It is the Boston Celtics.
Move.
Okay, number 6. Which Whitney Houston movie has the highest selling soundtrack of all time?
Oh, I know this one.
Right?
I do know.
No!
I do know.
Audience,
Okay,
do
so
we know?
go for it.
Like,
Go for it.
There we go. The
Go for it.
Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard, that
Yeah.
is correct.
All right.
What 90s TV show starred Ed O'Neill, Katie Seagal, and Christina Applegate?
Oh God.
This is UK.
It is me, but I can't think.
Come on, I don't know how to throw you exactly.
Timer. We are legitimately bringing a timer next time.
Get off me! Get off me!
You're going down with me, bitch.
Do you have an answer?
No, I do not have an answer.
Okay. Do you know the answer?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Well, I'll just say it's Married with Children.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not.
I don't think you'll know this one. Another game. A lot of game stuff here. What PlayStation exclusive stars the Spartan named Kratos?
Guys.
No.
Do you know it?
I don't know that one.
Okay. You're skipping it?
Sorry,
Okay.
negative points.
God of War.
God of War, cool.
In the Grand Theft Auto universe, Liberty City is the fictional equivalent of what real-world city?
New York City.
That is correct.
Oh.
You used your logic there.
I
Good.
did.
I like it. In the comics, which one of these was not an original Avenger? Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, or the Hulk?
Can you please repeat that question? Because I know this answer.
In the comics, which one of these was not an original Avenger? Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, or the Hulk? Dun, 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 dun.
God,
A lot of draws here, huh?
Yeah, this is
I
more
guess
difficult.
I'll just have to. Yeah, this is hard. This is hard to think and do this at the same time.
That is-
Oh my God. Oh shoot.
Oh, nice comeback.
Hulk?
The Hulk is incorrect. It's actually Captain America.
Wow, don't hate me, everyone.
Yes!
I think a lot of people would guess Captain America as an original Avenger.
Yeah, they
I
would,
know,
but he's
I
not.
would
I think
too,
everybody
yeah.
would. So that's why it's a tough question, though. Okay. What is the highest grossing 2D animated movie ever?
Hey Vince, do you know this one?
I could take a guess.
I think this is your last lifeline. You know what? Just play as a team because they're already like, already like the last place.
All right, yeah. Do you know it, Vince? Take a guess. Take a
Yeah.
guess.
Let's take a guess.
Go for it. Can I run? I can run. Hold.
2D animated.
Yeah. I want to say The Lion King.
That is correct. The Lion
Okay.
King.
Oh, nice.
Almost
oh my
made $1
God.
billion.
No!
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, I win.
Okay. In the Transformers, what is the name of the leader of the Decepticons?
Optimus Prime.
Oh God! The internet just lit up on fire. What's the answer, Kevin?
What is the
That
answer?
is Megatron.
That is correct.
Okay, hello.
Hugo
I'm
Levy.
not paying attention.
Okay, name the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Michelangelo.
Leonardo, Donatello.
Yeah.
And
Raphael.
that is correct.
thank you.
Good job. Okay.
Thank God for that one.
What
I'm gonna get you,
1989
Morty.
What 1989 Steven Spielberg classic starred Harrison Ford and Sean Connery?
Last Crusade.
That is correct. This Tom Hanks directorial, I can't even pronounce that.
Directorial debut.
Directorial debut was for this 1999 film about a band.
No!
with one hit wonder.
Oh, no! Get in there!
Oh my God, why? Sorry.
Oh, wait, could you repeat it?
Tom Hanks directed this film, 1999, about a band with a one-hit wonder.
That Thing You Do.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how this turns out.
Ah.
It's giving me anxiety.
Yeah, I know. It's hard because there's like no way to throw.
I know, yeah.
You gotta have to like.
Oh, hello? What am I doing?
Come here, little cat.
We probably should have done 3 right here, huh?
Come on, kitty.
Come on, Kevin. She's just maneuvering.
No, she's dragging me around like a little
manhandling
bitch.
you. Like,
Seriously.
she's grabbing you like.
we keep like going in together, you know.
It's because like I hang on, you know, like I'm
How
trying
do
to
you
like hang
let
on.
go?
To her.
Like how do you?
Oh, I don't know. I think you just have to like grab them.
Okay, well
like,
I grab
over.
you like this.
Is this how you do it?
This is how you do it.
Get off of me! Leave me alone! Oh, no! Yes! Ah, come here. Goddamn cat.
No!
Oh!
Yes!
Oh!
All right. Hang on, see.
What's the score?
We're
3-3.
tied.
Tied?
Tied.
Oh man.
What's the lives? We had
It's 5.
Yeah.
Shit.
Should have done just 4.
Just 3 would have been good.
Yeah.
I thought it was just gonna be like quick. The first 2 were like just quick. Oh!
Come on,
No.
kitty. Come on. Get over. Get over. Oh my god.
Oh. See, that shouldn't count as a draw. It should be. She went down first. So.
He went down first. I got pushed. I know, right?
No pressure, Kevin.
Are you sweating?
I am a little bit.
I'm sweating
actually.
too. Sweating. This is real life.
Wow!
Oh man.
Man.
I believe in you, Kevin.
I know.
I believe in you.
I got this.
Oh wait, we have another life? I thought we were on 5.
Yeah, no, that was just 4. Those 4 wins.
Oh, because of draw, yeah.
You need one more point to win.
I'm busting the glass now.
Ooh.
Do we just knock each other out?
You mad, Kevin?
I am.
Hold me down.
Coming with me.
All right.
This is the most tense moment in You Against the Ghost history. Kevin, down by 1.
Why did I do that?
Oh!
This would have been crazy if we
Oh,
all
man.
played too. That would have been.
Let go.
Oh no!
So rude.
Or fuse.
Can you have 4 players in this game?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to tag in?
No. Oh, no. You got to finish
kitty?
this.
Kitty.
Wait,
Oh.
damn cat.
Oh. Oh.
Oh! Okay.
Woo!
This is it.
This is it.
Where are all the marbles?
I'm so nervous.
Game 7. Bottom of the 9th.
Ah, cat.
Ooh, get up, cat.
Oh. No.
Oh.
No. Hang on. Hang on.
How are you? Why are we holding?
Oh, whoever made this game is a genius. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh, no.
No!
Okay, okay.
No! No!
No! Yes!
Oh!
If you only could have hung on.
I know. So dumb. So dumb.
I know. Ah! She's got me. Oh, crap. No. No. No!
Oh, you motherfucker.
This whole game has just been me like, no!
Holding on for dear life.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
She's just like walking up to you. And
I know,
just
she's
like,
just manhandling me. She's like, get out of here. Shut up. Go to sleep.
and bitch slapping you. Oh my god.
Come here, kitty. Ah! Come on, cat. Ah! No, no. No. No.
Oh.
No!
Yes, I win.
Yes.
Yes, high five.
Ah! Damn it.
Kevin's defeated streak continues. Oh, man.
Oh.
What's the opposite of undefeated? Like,
Undefeated.
Just defeated. Just defeated.
what's the opposite of?
We're gonna do a freeze frame of me right here.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Okay.
And you got your thumbnail.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Good
It's
job.
all right, Kevin.
Yeah,
That was a good fight.
That
I'm
was, I
proud of you.
tried. Hey,
I'm
you know, I
proud of you.
came back. I was like the Warriors like a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
I had the comeback, but I couldn't follow through.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I feel like I should take off this shirt now. I'm not actually gonna get any. All right, so we're gonna move back over and we're gonna close out the show. Congratulations on your guys' win.
Well done.
And loss,
Well done.
probably. I'm not sure how many
They
questions
were
you guys.
horrible. They were horrible at the trivia.
So we'll take that as a
Actually,
win.
Kimmy inspired our new, like, we're gonna
Our
have a
timer?
stop. Yeah, we're gonna have a
the
stopwatch
timer.
next time.
No,
'cause,
because it's like you get so into it, and then I didn't even
that's the
realize you
point,
asked.
Kimmy.
That's the point. That's the point. All right, let's go. We're going
All
back.
right, going back.
All right.
You against the ghost. We want to thank our lovely guests for being here today. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
You guys are a wealth of knowledge, and whenever you guys are available, please come on back. We'll be more than happy to have you. And if you know, I know that you guys both have like other partners and such, so if you guys want to bring them on as well and do like another team piece later down the line, we're more than happy to have you guys. Thank you guys for being here. You guys have any tags or anything you guys want to promote here now?
Social
Let's get some
media.
new promotion.
Oh, follow Awkward Cupcakes. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, The Awkward Cupcakes. I'm Kimmy. My partner's name is Ariel. And yes, we should bring her back here next time.
Definitely,
It'd
definitely.
be sufficiently awkward and great.
Yes.
Exactly.
How about you? You got anything you want to shoot out there?
Sure. We actually, what was it? Oh, we have a brand new VR show, which we didn't really talk too much about today, but it's going to be on Wayside Digital's channel.
Yeah. All that information is going to be below in the description, as well as our stuff, GamingSins, below where you can find us, Facebook, all that stuff. Patreon as well. We have our Patreon now. Go check all of the little cool things that we've got there for you. You're going to love it. And if you don't love it, then don't love it. I don't know. That's fine. We also got Gamers Little Playground, all their stuff below if you're not watching it on Gamers Little Playground.
They are.
But yeah, but they probably are. They probably are.
On the playground.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. And we will see you guys soon. Okay, bye.